Also new tonight, speeding near an elementary school putting students in danger. The community around Collins Garden Elementary School, people there say that's what drivers do all the time. And Eyewitness News reporter Vanessa Croy joins us live near the school tonight. And Vanessa, parents and neighbors are telling you they're understandably worried that a child there could really get hurt.
That's right, Jeff. I want you to take a look at this. The Highway 90 frontage road is just steps away from Collins Garden Elementary School. And even though school zone speed limit signs are clearly posted in this area, parents and neighbors tell me that drivers are still traveling this roadway too fast, putting their kids' lives in danger.
A lot of people are in a hurry for no apparent good reason. They're always flying through the neighborhood.
It's just getting real hectic. It's just a lot. No matter which side of the school you're on, it always happens.
These parents are worried about their kids.
It happens all the time, and the kids are in danger.
Little feet traveling the streets around Collins Garden Elementary School, some walking home, some trying to get to their parents, while nearby cars are speeding down the street right in front of their school.
Mainly right off of Nogalitos and 90, when people are trying to get on the on-ramp, they're speeding early in the morning, or even like right now.
Gus Cantu doesn't even have children that go to the school, but he's noticed a problem with cars driving too fast, ignoring the school zone signs with posted lower speed limits.
Yes, I've seen kids, mom with several children walking down the street with idiots driving 90 miles, not 90, about 60 miles an hour.
Cantu has seen 2 wrecks just down the street from the school.
There's children that are crossing the highway that live on the other side of the freeway that are crossing the street to get on the other side.
He's taken his concerns to Councilwoman Shirley Gonzalez. She told us that safety is a major concern and that she'll work with the community to find the best solution. But Cantu said that something needs to change soon.
Again, my concern was the kids, and I don't want to see any of them get hurt.
And parents agree.
I'm hoping that people will start to see the signs and start paying attention, because it's just bad.
Well, parents also told me they'd like to see more police officers out here issuing citations. We reached out to SAPD and they said those parents can request more officers by contacting their community safe unit. We have a link with that information posted on our website at KENS5.com. For now, in Collins Garden, Vanessa Croy, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Vanessa, thank you for that report.